Good morning, everyone. This is Lakshmi, St. Peter's Engineering College, Hyderabad. The continuation to the Unit 4 Biomass, the topic is about biogas. So, as we know, biogas is a waste product from the human or any animal waste. We are going to generate a biogas. So, what is basically a biogas? It's about a mixture containing methane and impurities like nitrogen, hydrogen sulfide. We call them as a biogas. So basically when you are producing a biogas, these are going to create a low calorific value burning substances, that is from 2100 to 2300. It is generated by processes like pyrolysis, hydrogasification, digestion. Basically the first important thing is we speak about digestion, right? So that one is a basic important concept in this unit of biomass. So by how the biogas is generated, biogas is a anaerobic process. We are going to adapt an anaerobic process for biogas. We had a two stages, acid formation stage and methane formation stage. So when a complex organic compounds are generated in a biomass from the animal waste or human waste, any other waste content, if a complex compounds are to be generated and in the presence or absence of bacteria in dung and other waste, that stage is known as acid formation stage. In the second stage, if a methane bacteria is generated, we call it as a second stage where methane gas is produced. So what are the advantages of anaerobic digestion? Let me tell you first what is an anaerobic digestion. We know digestion is like internally if you are mixing dung and other equally with respect to the impurity that is going to have or digestive organic matter that is produced or organic compound that is produced, we call it as a digestion. So anaerobic means in the absence of air, if you are doing this process, we call it as anaerobic digestion. So advantages are low order, stability, pathogen reduction, value of sludge, low nutrient level, heating calorific values of class, stable sludge. So factors affecting biodigestions: pH value, temperature, total solid concentration, load rate, uniform feeding are few factors that are going to affect the biodigestion. The next topic is effects of temperature on biodigestion. So when we are speaking about the temperature, here you are going to take, here the temperature graph is differentiated by mesophilic, thermophilic. These are the two graphs that is differentiated. Here on the x-axis we have taken the temperature, on y-axis you have taken the number of days. Basically when you are going for a digestion, it can be of mesophilic stage or thermophilic stage. The best digestion system that is opted is thermophilic stage, that is temperatures between 1560 and the days is of 20 to 30 days. How the concept of formation of biogas is generated. This is the concept here. So when cattle dung and all the manure or the toilet usages are taken in a generator or kept inside in the absence of air, so the gas that is generated is used for cooking, electrical light, heating purpose, electricity and fuel. We call it as a biogas. Internally, like organic matter like fertilizers, fertilizers can be used. Those are called as biofertilizers or organic fertilizers. The process, let us discuss about the process of anaerobic digestion. In the absence of air, we call it as anaerobic digestion, which we discussed earlier also. The process, a few processes that are in anaerobic digestion: hydrolysis, fermentation, esteogenesis, methogenesis. These are like esteogenesis and methogenesis are the bacteria which is going to produce by using anaerobic digestion. First let us see what is a hydrolysis. Hydrolysis means through reaction with water you are going to produce or to break a complex compound to smaller compound molecules, that is short sugars, fatty acid and amino acids. We call them as hydrolysis. Fermentation, in the presence of bacteria if you are producing a new acids, acidogenesis, we call it as fermentation. Products of hydrolysis are transferred into organic acids, alcohol and carbon dioxide, hydrogen. We call it as a fermentation or acidogenesis. What is esterogenesis? If organic compounds that is produced in hydrolysis is converted into hydrogen, carbon dioxide and acetic acid, oxygen is consumed. By taking the oxygen, we call them as anaerobic. Methanogenesis, like bacteria transformed to acetic acid that is produced in the esterogenesis is converted into methogenic. We call it as biogas of methosane. So hydrolysis, fermentation, esterogenesis and methogenesis examples are this. This is the flowchart representing them, like carbon dioxide, proteins, fats. These are taken and which are converted into sugars, amino acids and fatty acids in hydrolysis. And fermentation, like organic acids, alcohols, hydrogen are converted into fermentation by means of biomass, and acetic acid and all by esterogenesis, methogenesis by biogas. Finally, you are going to get only biogas as an end product. These are the sub classifications of them. We can go for any of the process like hydrolysis, fermentation or esterogenesis. Basically, first we go for hydrolysis. The products of end products of hydrolysis is converted into fermentation. Fermentation is converted into esterogenesis. Next, methogenesis. In order to produce a biogas, all the four processes are common for production of biogas. That is a basic first step. So classification of biogas, these are classified into two stages, single stage and double stage plants. The difference is, in a single stage you will be having one setup like mixer and sludge preparation will be in a same one, whereas in a double stage you will be having two setups. So what will be there in a single stage? The main features of plant are to produce a gas continuously, small digestion chamber, it needs small period of digestion, it helps. Batch type, less problems in batch type. So that is the basic examples or advantages of single stage. See, your diagrammatic representation is giving you how the component is divided. In the downside you will be having a digestion sludge where the waste is taken there. So after that, activity sludge is going to be inletted here, so where it is going to be present there. So after without reacting with the air, we are going to leave it for 10 to 20 days or 30 days based upon the process you are following, methoclinic or thermoclinic. So based upon that, inactive sludge is digested, will be sent downside, where in the upper layer you will be having supernatant layer which will be formed as a thin layer. After that you will be having a scum layer, and above that you will be having a gas storage where gas will be removed. So supernatant outlets, like when we want to give any other outlets like the thick layer which can't be used, so will be removed from that outlet. The chamber that you people are seeing is a single chamber. It is regularly fed with the raw material, and the process is also continuous process. There are maybe a series of problems encountered because it is a single stage continuous and you won't be having a continuous supply. There is a lot of waiting period. Then coming to the double stage, you will be having a mixer separate and a sludge slurry separate. As of a double stage, estrogenic stage and methogenic stage are physically separated by two chambers. As we discussed earlier also, you will be having hydrolysis process, next acidogenesis and methogenesis, right? So you will be having two stage process separately. The first stage acid production are out in a chamber, and also the diluted one are fed into the second chamber where biomethane takes place. The biogas can be collected in the second chamber, and the first layer is like only acid production, second one is like gas production. The two stages are separated here, which is a much more flexible way. So there will be a less waiting time where it can be transferred to the other system also when it is waiting.